Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, welcome back, Bill. This is take two this afternoon in VP4 TV. We have a second match, which was originally the first match, if you know what I mean. We had the match earlier on the winner's side between Barkers from the UK, Acero from Japan, and it basically went downhill as far as connection-wise goes for Acero. It was becoming a close match and was looking as if it was going to go all the way, but it might have gone all day till Acero finally gave up. His connection was really ropey and it just went from bad to worse, and then he went for the night and never came back. The good news, if there's any good news, is that the deadline for that match is not until October the 10th, which is a good way away, but the limitations are, of course, that Barker's time that is available is generally at the weekends, but having spoke to Barker's in the chat, next weekend I think he's away playing in a snooker tournament or something like that. So the match result stands at the moment as a forfeit to Acero, and Barker's has gone through. I have to say myself that it's unlikely that it will go ahead. I think Acero's given up the ghost. He's probably accepted the result because of all the issues. If he's got any sympathy towards Barker's, that is, for his patience. But that's how it stands. That match is gone. And incidentally, before the match started, I think everybody was calling it for Acero, and it was looking reasonably good for Acero. He had a good start until the disconnection. And as I said, I don't think the disconnections was helping Acero very much either. This match, I agree with Bill, it's hard to call. Eddie will go for his shots. I think Chico will go for his shots as well. So it's probably going to be down to who makes the fewest mistakes at the end of the day. It could well be just very marginal between the two, and it might run close. I think I'm going to sit in the fence in this one. But the good news is that Eddie was in the stream earlier on, and he's continued to get some practice, as is Cheekychico. So it's unlikely we're going to have connection issues with this match. So it should be all set up for some afternoon 10 ball. 17-15 to Eddie. I think you're the only one that's back so far, Bill. I think everybody else is gone for the... See, this is the problem. It's tea time here now, coming up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sunday dinner's already been in the oven. Welcome back to Dwight. Dwight's back to hopefully see some pool this time. And Steve is going to be joining us. And Steve is there. So without further ado, let's do the little intro. We can get it to
Welcome
work.
to VP4 TV. You're watching a Tactical Genius production. Please welcome your commentary team for this match, 9ball.com and super admin aka Steve Chapman, CEO and President of Celeris, Inc. Good.
Welcome back, Steve.
Hello.
So we shouldn't have any problems with this match, other than Stubb coming in.
Because I kicked him for an hour.
Oh, is he gone?
He'll be back. That was probably 45 minutes ago, so I'm sure he'll be back.
Right. So I've said to the guys, I'm going to sit in the fence because I think this is difficult to call. But some guys have stuck their neck in the block. Bill thinks Eddie by a couple of racks, 17-15, and Cobra says 17-13 to Chico. So
yeah, you know, I'm not that familiar with Chico's play. I'm not sure I've ever watched him play a match. And then Eddie, you know, I haven't seen him play a match in a long time, so I'm not sure if he's the same or he's gotten better. So I don't really have a good feel for it. So I'm sticking with you with on the fence.
That's a diplomatic approach. We've chickened out. And I've got Eddie's flag at last. He's not from Japan. He's from the USA, and Cheekychico sporting the United Kingdom flag. So we are about 2 minutes away at a push. So when's this update happening, Steve? Come on, we all want to know. We're desperate to try this.
Well, you know, I mean, there's not. I just been looking at the handicap, and I think I've got it set for the tournament, but I was just reviewing it some more now. I mean, I've made some changes for the league, so the league handicap's a little higher, and I've turned off the money ball. The cue changes are done. So, you know, the question is, what else am I going to do beforehand? I don't think I'm doing anything else to the rack. Dry break stat, that hasn't been done. You know, the more stuff I do, the longer it takes.
Yeah.
And the stats are designed to be easily expandable because they're stored as a blob. But, you know, first I have to go in and see how I did it. Then I have to go in and figure out how to add it. Then I actually have to do the work, which requires changes on the front end and the back end. And, you know, it's just, by the time it's all said and done, it might take me a couple hours to do it.
Right, well, Slim's arrived back in the room. I think he's in for another tournament. 9-ball handicap. Right, the room is up. Let's get ourselves in first. And again, at the risk of repeating myself.
Noon. IQ2 must be in Maine if it's 12 noon.
Yeah, that's only 4 hours behind. So, race to 17 in the winner's side. Flag for the break.
Or he's Canadian. He's got to be someplace way east if he's.
Yeah, he is. He's up in Canada.
Yeah, he's probably like in Nova Scotia. Or
in fact, like he's probably had a battering from that storm. If he's up that direction.
Yeah, he should have got hit by that storm pretty bad.
So here we go.
We're off and running.
The one on the left's going to win it. Whoever that is. It's Eddie. Eddie at the bottom of the HUD on the left. Now we all need to remember that. Bottom of the HUD is on the left when we're looking from this end of the table.
You'll forget.
Yeah, I'll forget that. I'm just relying on everybody else out there to remember. Oh, Bedhead's going 17-9 Chico. Bedhead's...
Boy, that would surprise me because I haven't seen Eddie play in a while, but he was a pretty good player, and I doubt he's gotten worse over time. So that would surprise me, Bedhead, if it's that one-sided. Most of you guys probably don't know Eddie that well. That's what I'm guessing if you're making that prediction.
Write this down for the stats. That's another dry break for the stats. So, good enough safety.
Well, 10-ball I tell you what, 10-ball is a brutal game for breaking. You know, it's much more difficult to break well in 10-ball than it is 9-ball. And it makes the games a lot more exciting, you know. That's why I'm kind of pissed that Matchroom doesn't want to play 10-ball because, you know, that extra ball makes a big difference. Having more balls on the table because balls aren't made on the break as easily. You know, it really is a lot better game for the pros.
Yeah, it's amazing how one extra ball causes so much of a difference in the game.
It's actually more than one ball because you don't make as many balls on the break. So besides the one extra ball, you have more balls left on the table after the break.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're significantly higher. You know, I don't know what it is, but you know, 10 ball it's around, you know, 1, then a 9 ball is probably 1.5 on the break. So there's, you know, there's really like another 1.5 balls on the table.
Well, the bad news is Albinario's arrived, and he's obviously on the Swedish love potion juice or whatever it is, because he's calling it 17 all. I don't know what he's drinking.
And I'll tell you what, those half balls are hard to deal with because they don't roll good.
Mm. Welcome to Albie. Welcome back to Slim.
Well, there's a mistake. He's okay. He's just going to have to put a lot of English on this. He just came up short on that. That's a minor mistake. That's a little cue ball oopsie.
Little brush in the 10, that's fine.
Hell, he almost compounded it by not getting enough English on that one.
Well, I have...
well, you notice who's got the higher rating here. Not the guy these guys are all picking to win.
Yeah. Now, again, that I have to say that is because Eddie hasn't played enough 10 ball, would he not have a general overall rating, though? Is that not what we're saying?
Well, it may be higher than his 10 ball rating. It probably is. Matter of fact, I'll go look.
I'm willing to bet, because I don't think Eddie really plays much 10 ball at all. I might be wrong, but whenever I've seen him play, it's 9 ball. What was I saying? Yes, I got home today and I sent out a morale boosting message to my team. Introduced them to Buzzard and Lop, who I poached last night before anybody else could get a hold of them. And I've got my team all set for this Saturday for week 5 in the league. And I'm going to be in. And Tornado Tam is back in, as much as he doesn't want to be. He's coming in. And Buzzard and Lop's going in at the deep end. So the message has been sent out. They know who's in the team and who isn't. And every other captain should be doing the same.
Yeah, his 10 ball rating's quite a bit lower.
Yeah, I thought so.
He hadn't played much 10 ball, but that's part of the new rating thing, is to make people play at a rating that's more like their skill level. This rating is pretty close to his 9 ball rating.
Well, he's going to have to live up to that rating early on here, because it's looking very likely he's going to be
he's getting himself down. Cobra said that he doesn't always turn in his best game, so maybe he's one of those guys that struggles a little in tournaments or something. We'll see. But Chico starting out strong here. I mean, this is
how tight is this? So that's fine.
A lot of running out right now by Chico.
Yeah, that's
what you want to be doing, guys. You want to be running out every time you get a chance.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like in real life. You know, if you get in, get your hand on the table, and you're potting ball straight away, I mean, it sets you up good for the match.
Hey, this game is all about controlling the table. Mm-hmm. And the best way to control the table is to run out, because, not only are you controlling the table, you're not letting the other guy out of his chair. And that's a devastating thing about these rotation games, is you can keep the other guy in the chair.
Yeah, I mean, the pros, I mean, they're running like 7, 8, 9 racks of 9 ball, and the guy sat there and all he's done is take his cue out his case.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with 9 ball. It's hard to do that in 10 ball. Although, you know what, I've seen guys run 6-packs and stuff playing 10 ball. I've never done it. The most I've ever run in 10 ball is 4. But I don't know what like Shane's high run in 10 ball is, but I guarantee you it's got to be up there. I don't know if it's in double digits, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
That was a good shot, even though there's an edge of the one shot. It was still a good shot.
That was an excellent shot. I mean, because
that's the distance.
This is tough here too, because you've got a lot of balls you could hit. If you hit this too fat, you've got a side pocket. I mean, this is a very difficult shot to get safe on. And I don't know what he was trying to do there. I think he was trying to go side to side, and that was probably a good idea.
Yeah,
in that situation.
He was looking to get luckier than that, though.
So he's left a bank. He's going to play safe here, and I think that's probably a smart play because it was going to be hard to get on that 2-ball. We'll see if he wants to take this on. If he makes this one, he's going to be shooting a 2-8 combo or playing safe. And the 2-8 combo looks pretty good. I'm sure that's what he's playing. And I like this. Both these guys play at a nice pace. It's certainly better for the viewers to see guys that play a little faster pace.
Well, that was a good one. Where's the cue ball going? Little nudge. Now the problem is trying to get out and get a sight on this 3. I mean, to try and cut that 3.
Well, this is a rough start for Eddie. Not that he's played bad, but first Cheekychico runs out a couple racks, and now, Eddie's at the table with a very difficult rack. I mean, this will be huge if he can get out on this. This 3-ball, I'm not sure you can cut that. I mean, obviously you can bank it. There may be a spot you can cut it. Where he's going is a bank. Now, the huge problem with this shot is that getting on that 4-ball. I think he's good here that he didn't roll. If he rolled further, the 7 really becomes a problem. He can shoot this and back it up. I think he's cutting
He's trying to cut it. I don't think that's
I would
on.
bank this would draw in a little right English because cutting this and getting on the 4-ball could be tricky.
Well, he's going for it. He's going for the cut.
Yeah, this is tough, and he's putting right English on it, which is going to spin into the 7 more. So his idea was to blast it, and he guessed wrong because that was very difficult getting on that 4-ball.
Slim prefers a connection problem-filled match.
Yeah, now here I'd be playing safe. I'd be thinning this down to the middle of the end rail there and trying to get on behind the 5.
Well, he's doing a stub. He's decided the one way to stay at the table is keep potting everything.
You know what? If you're going to take that shot on and make it, that was a heck of a shot.
Yeah, but
that's the thing is you can always be really aggressive and shoot, and if you're successful, then it's wonderful.
Yeah, but the thing is that when you do a shot like that and you're still at the table and then you can't get the last 4 balls, you look numpty. Well, so here's hoping he can do it.
You don't want to do that. I've got a video I commentated where there's a shot that comes up like this, and I make a comment on that. I'll post a link for you guys if I can find it. It's pretty good. It was a couple good friends of mine playing, and they're playing at hard times on a tight table, and one of my friends, Johnny King, plays AK-47, plays awesome, or JK-47. But he shoots one of those shots. Well, that almost didn't go in.
Well, Eddie's made his statement. He's not going to mess about. Chico back with a break, balls in the break, shot in the 1. Oh, this is another run out here, I think. I mean that's actually one of the better breaks that we've seen since that update.
Yeah, that was a great break. This is the thing is if you're going to be a dominant player when you get this rack, you got to run out, and that doesn't do it. I mean, that's the thing is if you're going to be a dominant player, when you get those racks, it's got to be, a blue moon that you don't run out. You got to run out on those kind of racks all the time.
Welcome to Semi-Pro. He says, "Hi, my sex slaves and Hugh." He must include you in the sex slaves,
I guess.
Bundle there, Steve. Yeah, good response from Eddie. Welcome to Rob.
Well, he did not get him there. I believe this ball goes. I believe he can make this.
Oh,
I think he can. I think he can run into the 10 ball.
Yeah, I always thought
Yeah.
he was overcutting it. Where's this going? It's going to be a missed call.
Yeah, he needed to hit that easy and run into the 10 ball, get it to throw some more. Maybe even use a little inside English. I noticed that on VP, I don't see too many players doing that. Like when they need the ball to throw more, putting some inside on it. I don't see players doing that, and I'm not quite sure why. I mean, I'm sure some guys do it, but more often than not, I'm seeing people shoot it without English, which, you know, when you don't have much ball, you can throw the ball more with the inside.
Let's have a quick check in the 10. I think it's fine. Well, he wants to just slow down a wee bit. So Eddie with a chance to square the match. Should be good to go. And also, this is on Chico's break. And you know, right at the start of this rack, it looked well. First of all, it was a good break, and he looked odds on to run out. That's gone against the way it was looking. So that's a little bonus for Eddie. I'm sure he thought Chico would have run out. And we're back to the old familiar. But that one ball has a nice gap between the 8 and 3. 2 balls there in the open. It's going to have to be a billiard off the 4 to pot the 6 up top left. Well, he's tried to the old stun catches people out more often than not on this setup. Any slight misalignment to these jaws at that pace, it's always going to stay out.
Okay, guys, I'm posting a link here for this match. Just copy it and you can watch it later. It's a long match. This is a match I commentated on at Hard Times. And both these guys are good players. I mean, both these guys are very good players. And you'll see how hard this table plays because Bo Runnigan, who is a really fine player, plays better than I do, looks like he can't play. And it's just, if you're off a little on this table, it's 3 7/8 inch pockets. But that's got a shot in it that's pretty fantastic towards the end of the match. And you guys watch it, you'll see what happens. Yeah, Bo is from Minnesota. Yeah, really strong player.
Well, the good thing is that when I do a live stream, I can go to YouTube and go into the review of the stream, and I can then watch the chat coming back up as the stream runs. So I'll be able to click the link then.
That's a POV pool match. It's Daniel Bush and I doing the commentating on that one.
Well, it's got a wee bit scrappy these last couple of visits. Now, this is what I was talking about the 4-6 combo. Now, this could double kiss. He's trying to get right on that. Yeah, he's got the double kiss, but it still worked out. Well, Eddie,
and by the way, guys, that Johnny King, there's another match with him. I commentate him against Francisco Bustamante, and that is a great match. That one's worth watching too. You can just look for it on YouTube. King and Bustamante.
Well, Eddie's if he's going to nurse this in, he's got to watch this cue ball, because that 9 ball is well in the way. If he just overhits it a tad, he's going to lock himself out in the cut angle.
This is a pretty straightforward shot. This is just up and down. I mean, the main thing is getting the line right. The speed's not that difficult.
Oh, now he's got really scrappy here, Eddie.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Because I just always assume nobody's going to miss that shot.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, you know, you just got to get the line right. The speed's not that hard, and then he misses the whole ball.
Yeah.
Interchange-esque is taking Mr. Felson. Okay. Yeah, that's just amazing to me that ball gets missed.
I'm saying that his last 2 or 3 shots have been sort of all over the place.
And you know, I don't know what's going on with that. But, you know, really that shot isn't that hard for a good player, because a good player is going to get the line right. You know, if you're kind of not quite sure where the cue ball is going, that shot could be tricky. You might scratch because you don't get the line right.
Well, Eddie's going to be kicking himself because he's already had 2 goes at winning this rack, and now it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to the table twice in a rack, and you know, I'm not talking about like, you know, safety battle, but where, you know, you actually have a chance and you don't win. I mean, really, you know, against good competition, if you get there once, you need to win, because it's hard to beat good players if you don't get out when you get a chance.
There's another one to the collection.
But I think both these guys got some give back in them, or they're not going to get out. And, you know, I was real impressed with Cheeky start, because he started out looking like, man, you know, he's playing like this, it's going to be 17 to 4 or 5.
You know, the pockets are smaller than the real hard times table. They're smaller than what these are, aren't they, Steve?
Let me tell you how small those are. See, the normal pockets at hard times in the tournament room are 4 inches. These are 4.5. The normal pockets are 4 inches for all the tables in the hard times, except for the 2 front tables, which are number 1 and number 6. And is it 6? Yeah, I think it's 6. And 6 is the one they're using on the stream. But that table's 3 7/8. And to tell you how tough that table is, Bustamante said that it's the hardest table he's ever played on in a tournament. So you're talking about Francisco Bustamante, you know, Hall of Famer, world champion, one of the great players of all time. And he said that's the hardest table he's ever played on in a tournament. So, you know, if you can't imagine what it's like playing on that table. I mean, you can play run out pool on it. I've played some pretty good pool on it, but if you're off by just a little, it makes you look like a complete idiot.
Mm-hmm. Well, good length in the cue ball here. And, well, nice. So this is a good chance to use that 8 and 10 ball and not scratch.
Vince says we should use tighter pockets. Well, I mean, I'll do whatever the players want. That's up to them. I mean, I got no problem with that. But I will tell you by game, sort of a general rule by game, straight pull, you want bigger pockets. One pocket, you want tighter pockets. And then games like this, you can go, you know, whatever you really want. I think something like Honolulu, you probably don't want to go tighter. But, you know, 9 ball and 10 ball, you can certainly go tighter. I mean, I've played tons on 4-inch pockets.
Yeah, but the general rule as well, Steve, is don't listen to what Vince says.
Well, you know, I played a lot on 4-inch pocket tables. I remember Bob Jewett comes down, and, you know, we go play in the hard times tournament together, and he gets knocked out and he says to me, "How does anybody make balls on these pockets?" In the meantime, you know, I'm running out like crazy. I'm playing matches where I miss 1 or 2 balls the whole match. But, you know, the difference is I was playing good that day, and I'm used to playing on those tables. You know, I understand how to play on those tables, and if you haven't played on tight pockets and you get on them, you know, it's a shock. I mean, guys are coming in that pool room that never played on pockets like that, and you know, they'd be in shock. Well, Ben says, "Oh, straight pools, narrow's fine though." Well, that depends on your philosophy. Let me put it this way. Earl Strickland said, after getting on a table with 4-inch pockets and playing some straight pool, he said, well, he said, a run of 50 on this table is really good. You know, you're talking about a great player, and he's saying, like, you know, he felt like he was doing good to run 50. So if that's what you want the competition to be like, the high run is 50, then yeah, you know, you can do 4-inch pockets.
Well, of course, we had it in the narrow settings for the last one, and we didn't get
well, those are 4.5-inch pockets. They're the same as these. I mean, these aren't real small pockets. I mean, I was playing on 4-inch pockets at hard times all the time, so they're quite a bit smaller than this. But it's really, you know, it's really what the players want to play on. That's, you know, I'm just here to make you guys happy.
This is good enough because people still miss balls.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know, the visual's a little different than real life. And then also, you know, I mean, be honest with you, we don't have anybody that's reached that top level skill level in real life where, you know, I mean, Albin's probably the closest that I've seen, and he might be like a lower level pro, you know, like you know, Albin would be a champion in real life, maybe Cobra. I mean, but these guys certainly, you know, none of them play like Shane or Pagalion or Josh Filler, you know, none of them are that good. And the reason why I say that is, well, just count the mistakes for a match and compare it to what those guys do, and you'll see that they're making more mistakes.
Well, this match is going a bit scrappy at the moment.
Well, I mean, this is kind of more what I expected. I didn't think the match was going to be like how Chico was when he started out.
Oh,
Well, it looks like Fast Eddie's an expert at this bedhead cut because he's rolling those in like they're nothing.
He's been watching too much of Stubb.
Maybe we may have to change the name of it from bedhead to an Eddie.
Well, the definition of a bedhead cut is different from what Eddie was doing there. That's just a cut down the rail. A bedhead cut is stuck in the middle of the table, sort of like slightly to the left or right of the ball, and having to make a very narrow cut.
Love those cuts. I love those cuts. I practice those kind of cuts. I'll stick a ball in the head spot and put the cue ball over like a diamond and back cut it down the table in a corner pocket. I mean, I love those cuts.
And that's well, where's this cue ball going? Hang on a minute.
Where's the cue
he
ball
really
going?
lost the cue ball there. It didn't do what he wanted to, and a lot of that may have just been, you know, how he hit the ball into the pocket. In other words, you know, you missed your angle into the pocket a little, and it makes a big difference on where that cue ball's coming back.
Yeah, that's one of the finer points of pool that some players there's quite a lot of players probably haven't reached that level as well, Steve. I'm talking about in VP4. You know, obviously in real life it's different, but you've got to utilise the width of the pocket that's there. So, you know, in order to create a shot or get the cue ball moving in a better direction, you hit it to the left side of the pocket, you hit it to the right side. Which is sometimes where you'll see some of the better players maybe miss because they're trying to just cheat the pocket slightly.
Everybody does that. I mean, it's a lot easier to cheat the pocket when the ball's close to it. So when the ball's close to it, everybody's going to look at cheating the pocket some. But there's ways to make angle with the cue ball without cheating the pocket, and the really good players understand how to do that. Because when you've got a ball more out in the middle of the table and you start cheating the pocket, you're just asking to miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can make angle using other techniques besides pocket cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the classic shot that you see players miss is, and this is probably more real life than VP, but let's say they're too straight in on the ball and they need to move the ball sideways. So they need to hit it real hard to get the ball to move over some.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that shot missed, usually overcut all the time in real life. And I don't, you know, we'll have to see if that shot comes up in VP if guys are missing it.
So,
but it's typical, you know, that shot, if you try to cheat the pocket, you're going to miss it.
He's called the bank. Cue
Well,
ball's
this is
heading in the right direction.
Bank. You should never miss that bank. I mean, never say never, but that's a bank where, you know, if you miss it, you pretty much dogged it.
He didn't get the lucky roll though.
Well, he's got a chance to get safe here. We'll see how he hits this. I mean, I think he needs to hit the cue ball so it hits a 2 into the rail. Well, that's a different way of doing it.
Yeah, I think he had too much on it there.
Yeah, he left it.
Yeah, he got it too thin.
Well, you know, this is a place where you really should run out. This table's sitting really good.
Well, he'll just stop the cue balls. Nothing to do here other than stop it.
Well, so far we're seeing a lot of mistakes out of Fast Eddie, but you know, he's also gotten to the table with some pretty tough racks. And if you watch good players in real life, what you're going to see is when they don't get out, one of the main reasons why is they'll get a table with some really difficult situations. And, you know, sometimes you have to shoot some really tough shots. That's just the way it is. That's just the way the table is. And they're going to take them on. But obviously, no matter how good you are, those shots are going to have a lower execution percentage. And that's probably what you see the most out of good players when they don't get the run out is because of the table situation is just really tough.
Well, Semi-Pro's asking me what's been the best match and favourite match to watch so far. Well, bear in mind I can't remember what happened last night. Because last night I blanked that completely from my memory, including the tournament matches I watched all day yesterday. I've blanked Saturday night 9-ball league from my memory. That's gone. But I think the Interchange X match against Fantastic Mr. Fox was good.
Yeah, that was a really good match.
That's the one that sort of sticks in my mind at the moment. Because it was a pretty good standard, and the Interchange X was impressive. You know, Mr. Fox is going to play shots, and it was pretty well worth watching.
Yeah, it went right down to the wire too.
So where have we got to in this match? 5-3 to Chico.
Yeah, and you know, Chico's got another good rack here. I mean, this is a rack he should run out. Of course, last time I said that, first thing he did was dog an easy ball. So we'll see what happens.
Well, this if he can, well, straight away,
yeah,
Steve, you've done.
I guess I just better not say anything.
You've done him again.
Because every time I say he should run this rack out, he dogs the ball. I mean, that again, that's just
now
that's the kind of shot I'd shoot in this game. You know, that's just terrible.
I don't know whether. See, I think Chico's just in a wee bit of a hurry there. And
he hit this ball good and just underhit it, but he hit that good.
I don't know whether Chico's trying to keep up with Eddie's pace or whatever, but I just think he hit that too quick. And now he's hampered over the 4 slightly.
Well, I don't have any problem quick, as long as it's
quick and productive.
Quick and good.
Yeah.
the thing is, and I'm sure this happens in VP2, but I'm speaking from real life experience, but I'm sure this happens in VP, is sometimes you can be playing really fast, but it seems like you're taking your time. In other words, everything looks right, feels right.
Yeah.
And then other times you can be playing really slow and everything feels wrong. And you never feel comfortable with a shot, and you never feel right about what you're doing. And the difference in that is usually mentally. It's usually that when you start getting that left brain activated, your logical side, and start thinking, what typically happens is you slow down, you're still not ready to shoot the shot. When you're just reacting to the shot using the right side of your brain, then what typically happens is you can play really fast, but you're still not playing fast because you're ready to hit every shot. So the important thing isn't how long that you take to shoot the shot. The important thing is that you're ready to hit it. So if you're in the right mode, you can be ready to hit it really quick. And if you're in the wrong mode, you could be running the shot clock out and still not be ready to hit it.
Yeah, the mode can change rather rapidly depending what end of the match you're at as well. When it gets tight, the old brain starts ticking over overtime.
Yeah, or just be the ball. Da 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 da. Good old Caddyshack. But speed of play is, there's no silver bullet for that. I know for me personally, if I'm struggling in a match, one of the things I do is I speed up.
Yeah,
because I know that my tendency is to start thinking and get too slow. So I'll speed up on purpose.
That's a proactive thing, because that's you're understanding that you're getting yourself sort of bogged down with thought, and you're doing something to try and get that away from your mind. Speeding up, and I don't like seeing this. One thing I don't like see people doing is on a reasonably straightforward shot. They spend too much time looking at it. A couple of times they'll go around and look at it, and I think it breaks their own rhythm doing that. I'm very much one for looking at a shot and say you either see the angle or you don't, and not hanging about and doubting myself.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if you look at really fast players, I remember watching Rodney Morris. I played in this tournament and didn't do that well. I lost to Parika and another guy, Cy, who's a good player from Hard Times. But Rodney Morris gets into the hot seat match, and he's playing Corey Duell. And Rodney's been playing awesome, and he plays awesome this match. And Corey played great too. And it's hill, and Rodney's running out in his normal bang, 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 just, literally almost running around the table, plays super fast. He gets to the 7 ball, and he misses it. And I'm telling you, Hugh, everybody in the whole place would have made this 7 ball, and he misses it. So the typical kind of comment in that situation, and this is what you would have said, was, well, if he would have taken his time, he would have made it. And, a player that was taking more time would have made that. But here's what the difference is that for that shot that he missed, by playing his style, you got to understand that that's offset by the fact that he ran out, rack after rack after rack, because he was playing that style, because that's the rhythm he plays in. So if you said, okay, well, what's going to happen if he slows down? Well, he's not going to miss that 1 ball in that situation, but he's not going to run out all those racks.
But he's not going to run out the racks, yeah. Valid point.
So, yeah, and he went to the losers bracket, won that, came back and beat Duell in the finals, and he ended up winning the tournament. So you can't look at any one shot and say, well, he would have made that too fast because he was too fast, if that's kind of the way the guy plays.
Yeah. Well, this is just going to go to that funny spot again, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got himself into some strange places. I mean, The problem with this is the speed. I think if you hit this with inside, you can cut this and kill it enough to make the ball and stop it for the 6. He may just bank this. Well, he's doing something crazy here.
Well, he's called the 6. This will be good.
I don't understand why he's doing this. Why not just bank the 5 in the side? I mean, this is, if he's playing a two-way shot, this isn't going to be good, because if he makes the 6, he's not going to have a shot on the 5. I mean, I don't get this. I don't get this at all. I would definitely.
No, he's going for the cut instead. And
yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like this decision either.
He's running out of time.
He's got too much traffic down table.
Yeah, well, this might get good. No, it hasn't.
I don't know if he changed his mind and tried to play safe. I don't understand why he could have either cut the 5 in the side with inside to hold the cue ball, or he could have banked the 5 into the side. Or he could have just played safe, something like the shot he ended up playing.
Well, where's the point? Well, this is Eddie going to do it again in terms of the cut. He's going to have to go across the table twice.
Well, this one's a hanger compared to the other ones, other than the fact you have to hit a little harder, but this is not a hard shot. I mean, he should make this if he's making those other cuts.
He's digging in. Well,
I don't understand why he's digging in.
I don't know why.
So that's the thing, is you don't need to dig in on that shot. You just go straight back and forth.
Yeah.
Especially with the angle, it was going to want to come back a touch anyways. That didn't make sense to me.
He's got really lucky.
Well, he's going to get locked up here, though. I mean, a good chance he's going to be pinned on a ball.
Now, the pace looks nice, but just nudges the 8. No.
Yeah, he didn't get it, but that was the right shot to shoot.
Yeah, it's a strange one by Eddie there. I mean, if he just played that shot the way he played the other ones, he did no problem. He started thinking.
Now we've reversed positions, because Cheeky played the same safe Eddie had, and Eddie shooting the same bank Cheeky had. Now this is a pretty straightforward bank. I mean, because it's sitting at a good angle.
That's dead on.
Let's watch a replay of that last shot.
Yeah, the angle that those banks are sitting make a big difference in how easy they're going to be. That one was sitting really good.
Now, how tight's this 6 ball? It's fine.
It's not that tight. It's
fine.
Got plenty of room.
So Eddie's got out of jail again, and he's back on par.
Yeah, I think if Eddie's going to win this match, he's going to have to clean some things up, because he's just letting Cheeky to the table too many times.
Right, who was it? Apart from Albinario calling it 17 all, who called it 17-16? Somebody was it? Who called that earlier on? Because it's taken up a very familiar pattern here this match. You know, one rack here, one rack there, and then one rack again. You know, it's nobody's taking control for a period of time here.
Vince is saying speed pull or snooker shootout. Well, we certainly could do something like that. I don't know how popular it would be. I've got a layout game that I think would be really fantastic, where everybody plays the same table layouts and you count the shots.
17-15, Bill called it to Eddie.
Well, imagine that, guys. Imagine if you had, you played a tournament where you played 10 or 15 tables of 10 ball, and all the balls were already laid out on the table with the starting cue ball position, and everybody played the exact same tables, and then you count up the strokes. I've played in a tournament like that in real life, and it was a lot of fun.
So another dry break, and Eddie is taking his eye off the ball there. Problem though is that that 3 ball's hidden away.
Well, these guys are both giving each other a lot of chances. I don't know what happened to Chico, because he started out just not missing balls, and now he's missing a lot of easy ones.
Well, he had the right idea there, going on the narrow side of that one to try and find the corner. behind those balls. It was a really accurate shot it needed.
Yeah, this is a tough situation because even if he makes this bank, he's got to cross the cue ball in front of the one, which I think he can avoid the kiss here. But what's he doing here? Oh, he's doing something weird. This isn't going to work, I don't think.
Well, the cube.
No, okay, now he's changing it. I don't. He was uncomfortable with that bank. He didn't understand how to shoot it. Those kind of banks where you're close to the kiss are, you got to understand how to get the cue ball out of the way.
Well, the table's changed now from the point of view that that last safety was it. I think the last safety that Chico played, the one where he thinned the one that was down in the rail here, and he headed up top here. He's moved and bumped the 3 and 10, so the 3's now open, as is now the 2. So this one ball
was not a good choice. He should have thinned the one ball on the left side and sent the cue over there and tried to get him on the 2 ball.
I think Eddie needs a bit of left on this when he hits the rail.
Yeah, this table has just got a lot better because the 2 ball got opened up, and I mean it's this is definitely doable from here.
Now, if he bumps the 5,
this is all just left spin, max left spin. If it does hit the 5, it's only going to be a little. This is just put left on it. Well, he's going to draw this. See, I don't like shooting it like that, and this is why.
Yeah.
Because you can't control the speed easily. I mean, that is just a shot where you do full left English, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't going to hit the 5. If it did, it would barely. But then you can roll it and you can control the speed.
I haven't a clue what he tried there. It's a missed call, and he's going to be playing again because he's tied up behind the 8. So Eddie's dug a hole for himself here.
What? He's not tied up, is he?
Oh no, that's the 9 ball. Excuse me, I need my dinner. It's the 9 ball.
Yeah. It's like, huh? Yeah, I mean, here we go again. Let's see if Chico runs out here. It's another situation where for sure you should run out.
Well, I'll tell you, you can see where the problem's going to be. How well he lands on this 7 ball to assist in the position behind that 8 ball.
The thing is you can shoot the combo. I mean, the combo's not that difficult, so you don't have to get on that 8 ball.
Well, he's going to have to. He's got enough room in the gap between the 2 balls.
He's got a good shot here to get on the 8. The only thing you got to worry about is getting yourself on the 10 balls. So he's just going to shoot the combo.
Yeah, he had to because he was stuck to the rail. He was limited in what he could do.
He could have moved it over, but I mean, I think this is a smarter play. This combo is pretty easy.
Oh, where's this cue ball finishing?
Well,
I thought it was going to sneak behind there.
Well, that would have been something, and there we go again. Another, easy rack, and he's got to make 5 or 6 balls, and he can't get there.
Yeah.
So the guy that wins this match is going to be the guy that sort of stops making all these silly mistakes and starts running out these racks because so far they're just both giving it up. And I would say that based on what I've seen so far, I'd give the edge to Cheeky. And the reason why I'm saying that is Cheeky's just missing ridiculously easy shots. And that's the kind of thing that you can get over that pretty quick. I think Eddie's having some more issues and feeling comfortable. The way he's going at some shots is not right. And, some of that may be situational, but so far, what I've seen this match, I think Cheeky's more likely to snap out of it.
I'm fairly confident in saying that that's at least our 4th or 5th dry break in a row. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems at least like that.
Watch out!
Oh,
he's lucky. He's lucky to even have a shot on this 2-ball. So this table's a mess because, you know, the 5-7 are together. You can shoot a carom there. The 4 is in a tough spot. It's blocked by just about most of the pockets. I would think about playing safe there. He had a good chance to put him behind that 5-7 and, you know, maybe move the 7 a little and make that easier and get ball in hand. And I would have played the safe there just because this is the kind of table you don't want to try to run out. This is just too tough.
So the missed call, and Chico decides he's going to shoot. Oops, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Well, he can squeeze the 4-ball in.
I would just put him right behind that 5-7 here.
That's exactly what I was
on the
thinking.
Left side and go right behind that 5-7.
I mean,
and get ball in hand.
He's got to get there every day of the week, and he's going the other way. I mean,
played it the other way.
The
problem of playing it that way, though, is you leave the guy a kick.
Well, he's going to do well to kick that, Steve. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, you know,
look, it's locked up. You can't get to it.
But that was maybe he can get to this. That was maybe as good as he was going to get. It could have been an easier kick than this, but he was going to leave a kick doing that.
I'll believe it when I see it. Well, he couldn't get past the 8, let alone hit the 4.
Well, that has to do with aim. He had turned the ball right away.
This is a problem. I don't think he can get to the. Can he get to the 4 with ball in hand? Where's my B button?
Is the 4 going to get out of there without hitting a 7?
Well, that'll do it.
He just didn't hit it hard enough, but he's still good. Let's see. Can he kick at this 1 ball? Can he kick at this 4? Oh, this is tight. I think he can. This is real tight, though. I think he can kick to the short rail and get this 4, but it's really tight. Now, the key to this shot is you can't hit it too hard.
He put left on it, and he got the hit. I think it's a missed call, though, because the 9's gone in.
Yeah, well, this is like, do you give this back or not? If it was me, I would not give this back. I would play safe. I'd roll the M ball up to the end of the table and try to put the cue ball on the 6. It's not that hard to safe. You've got the 5 and 10 up there as blockers.
It's a good
I would
line.
Definitely shoot this.
It's a good line to go for. He's just.
Yeah, and that's the right shot to shoot. He didn't come out with it. Maybe he left the shot. I think that was the right thing to do. He didn't pull it off, but I think that was the right play. I just probably need a little less speed, and it would have worked.
Well, this is straight, and if it's too much top on it, he might stay there and be behind the 10 ball. Yeah, he's jacking up. Well, this
is an interesting situation. So he's got a shot here. I mean, you go 2 rails into that 8 ball. You hit this 5 in a right-hand corner pocket, and you've got to put
right English,
right, and some draw on it. You've got to stun it and hold it. He's going the other way. He's trying to play safe and not doing a good job of it. That was pretty far from being correct there. I think he was trying to run the cue ball down behind the 6-8, which was certainly doable, but he hit that 5 very thick to do that.
Well, there's a danger of leaving a kick here. What he's going to do is brush the 6, I think, and just come back to the short wheel and try and use the 8.
Bank.
As he
plays the bank here every time.
Can you get enough of it?
Oh yeah,
you can. Now, was that legal?
Yeah. It was legal, but he just needed more English on the ball.
Yeah.
You know, that's a ball you're going to open up with English. The thing about that is that you've got it's kind of like a double the money shot, because when you put right English on the ball, it throws the cue ball, throws the 6 ball further left, but it also puts left spin on the 6 ball, which opens it up more. So you can change the angle quite a bit on those banks.
Let's watch a replay of that
with
last
English.
shot.
I mean, that 8 ball wasn't really even close to being in the way. He just did not put enough English on it.
And Cheekychico says,
this is a pretty simple situation here. He just needs to make sure that he puts some English on this ball and gets it to the long rail so he doesn't scratch. See, that was the wrong way to shoot that. What he needed to do was put English on it, because if you get to the third rail as the long rail, then it kills off the end rail, and he would have stayed down on that end of the table for the 8 ball. Instead, he's ending up having a kick at this, which, you know, this isn't a hard kick, but it's not a guaranteed. It's really easy to hit the point of the pocket on this on the far side when you hit the 8 ball too full. You've got to take just a piece of this 8 ball.
Yeah, like that.
And he didn't. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Is he hit the 8 ball too full?
And Chico's already been said in the chat, we're both suffering here, and Eddie said, "I'll say."
Yeah, you know, so far what I've seen is
it ain't gonna get there. Well, Cheeky.
Yeah, I mean,
Cheeky tried to fast Eddie, but it didn't work.
These guys are both failing in different manners, but they're both failing.
After all that, Eddie's going to find himself 2 in front.
Well, Pilmer and Alvin got to be looking at this thinking, I want to play one of these guys.
Or is he? Commentators cuss there, I'm afraid.
I mean, this is pretty incredible that these guys are playing this bad.
Oh, that's no sooner have I said it's going to be 7-5 than I've jinxed Eddie in the 10 ball. Unbelievable.
Well, they're laughing about it in the chat, so at least they're you know, what can you do when it's going like this? I guess you can get pissed off. But
I mean, here we go. This is about the 7th dry break in a row. And I think that's playing a big part in this, where, you know, the player that's breaking isn't getting in and getting 2 or 3 balls to get himself rolling. So I think the dry breaks are killing it a bit.
It wouldn't help Chico, because Cheekychico has just been missing.
Well, they've been missing open
the
balls
easiest
anyway.
Shots in the world when he's got them. So you know, it might help Fast Eddie some, because he's just not handling the more difficult situations well.
And that 10 ball that Eddie missed there and pushed it to the short rail at the top into that right hand corner pocket top right, that was a poor shot.
Well, that was, yeah.
I think
that was a fur ball for sure.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think these 2 guys, their heads are fried because they know that they're being live streamed. Consequently, they know that the comments aren't complimentary. And I think that's playing in their minds.
Oh, that was a fine shot there.
There's a good kick.
Very well done, because he had to put English on it to open that one up to get it, and that makes it a lot tougher. Well, you know, the way Cheekychico started, you know, he started looking like he was just going to run away with this thing, and I don't know what happened to that player, but he disappeared after a couple of racks.
Well, I mean, there's a hint. Now, I detect a hint of sarcasm in that comment, Rob. Rob says, Chico made 2 balls about 3 racks ago. Oh, yeah, right. I mean, I think he's probably right as well.
Yeah, this has been a tough match for both of them. Okay, well, we got a nice little bump there. So,
how's that looking? Now, where's he going to? Well, he's going to the 7, so he shouldn't have a problem here.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't overhit it. He doesn't overhit it.
Ah, he's fine.
Boy, you couldn't roll it any further than that. Yeah, I was thinking he'd put a little bit of, drag on that or something to slow the speed down, and he didn't. Inside, you can check that with, although that might have brought the side pocket into play. Let's see him get a good shot on this 10 ball, like not. Okay, that's good. So get something reasonable, not some shot where that last 10 ball he missed that he shouldn't have. I mean, he really did not hit the 8 ball very well.
So Eddie back into the lead.
You want to leave yourself easy money ball shots.
I don't know what Vince says is on, but he's probably on the same sort of chemicals that Albanario's on.
I was just thinking that.
I think there's something funny going on there in the spectator bleachers.
Well, this is an interesting shot because he can get this and get behind the 2 ball to shoot the 2 in the other corner pocket. Not going that angle.
There's this cue ball going.
It's going in a good spot after missing that 1.
That works.
Yeah, that was a pretty good roll there. Because he could have scratched. No, he didn't. And this is a pretty good lockup. He can hit this 1 ball, but it's tough. He's got to really open up the cue ball off of this long rail, and the problem there is getting enough speed to get the 1 ball to actually get to a rail. Because I don't think he can open it up hard enough if he hits it hard, and he probably did the smart thing by trying to tie a ball up, and it looks like he got that 2 ball where it is fairly tied up. The only problem here is that anybody that's smart is just going to pin him on the 6 ball and hit this 1 ball down by this 4, 7, 10, 2, so that next shot he'll be able to pin him on something and get the 3 foul. So this makes no sense at all to try to run this out. You hit the 1 ball down by those other balls in preparation for 3 fouling him and pin him on the 6. And it's important to get this right on the 6. You want to get him dead nuts pinned. See, that's not good enough because
he's
going to be able to hit this.
He's giving him all the angle that he needs to get.
Yeah, this is an easy 2-rail kick here. This is not hard at all because it's going to open up on that 2nd rail. That 4 ball's not even be close to being in play. Yeah, he needed to pin him on that ball. And if he did, and then he gets the 1 ball down there, he pin him the next time, and that's it. Easy 3 foul win because nobody's running this table out. It's just too tough.
Well, that's what I was looking at, Bill. It's a bit tight. I think the 8 ball's actually in the way, believe it or not. I think the 8 ball's in the way of where you maybe want to try and put the cue ball.
Yeah, you can carry him that 210.
Yeah.
You got to hit that. Well, obviously, the 2 has to be hit then, but you're going to hit that with a lot of right English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get it to maneuver the cue ball into the 10.
Well, the right English is going to help throw the 10 left.
Yeah.
See, because you get a little too much 2 ball, and the 10 ball goes to the right.
Has he called the bank? I think he has.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Look at the cue ball, though.
Yeah, you just that ball goes easily. You hit it slowly with right English, and that 10 ball is not hard to make. But obviously, you got to have the cue ball in a better spot than this.
Well, this needs loads on it. Yeah, and it still didn't get there.
Yeah, I didn't look at that, Bill. That was a good catch, seeing that 10 ball was sitting where you could carry him it.
I was already ahead of Bill. I was already looking at that at the beginning of the rack.
Yeah,
but I thought better of it because I wasn't convinced it would go.
No, if you shoot it the right way, you just got to hit it with a lot of English at the right speed And to do that, the cue ball has to be in a good spot. But
well, that was productive, that shot, because he took the risk in getting a breakout in the 5 and 7 and still be relying that he'd be on the 4, and it worked out.
That's a game winner, given he doesn't dog it. I mean, this I would go forward on. Oh, he's going to go backwards. That's fine, except for that side pocket.
Where's the cue ball going?
And that's why I'd go forward on it, because there's no side pocket going forward. There's a 9 ball there, but you can deal with that. That shot coming back, trying to get to the rail in between that 9 and the pocket, there's not a lot of room there.
Well,
so there's Cheekychico with another easy run out, just giving it up.
I'm saying nothing this time because it doomed Eddie in that last rack that he had a chance of going two racks in front.
Yeah, he's probably going forward here. He's kind of straight on it, but that's fine. Forward's good.
This is a controlled stun shot and a little bit into the cue ball just to come back.
And he's going forward. Well, I'm not quite sure why. I guess he's just going to shoot it in the side pocket.
And in truth, he's checking out. That's what he's doing. I don't like to see that. This is not great.
I would have stunned and pulled it back.
Yeah,
of course, I would have hit that 8 ball a lot harder. I wouldn't have left it that short on the 9. Yeah, that's the thing is that was a cautious shot on the 8. You needed to hit that and get closer to the 9 ball.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. You're nowhere near it. I mean, and he's nothing to blame but himself, because he bottled out and played the right shot in the first place, and that's a cardinal sin.
Well, actually, he did it on 2 shots in a row, because he did on the 8. And if he would have hit that 8, the speed he's supposed to hit it, he wouldn't have had that long a shot on the 9.
I mean, you've got to play with conviction, and there was no conviction in those shots. And and again, he's gifted the rack back to Chico. He needs to shake himself down here, because he's not thinking positively, and that's not a good frame of mind to be in.
I want to get on both these guys' Christmas gift list, because they are both givers.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Well, good morning, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah,
this has been sad so far.
Would you care to expand on that little comment you gave earlier on, Rob?
That was kind of sarcastic, wasn't it?
You're not far wrong, though. But,
well, man, you were saying 7 in a row, and he did make 2 balls on a rack about 3 or 4
did he?
Before that.
I must have blinked and missed them.
Well, that rack wasn't dry either, but not going to get there. He's going to take a whack at this. And
now, where's he?
He's playing the 3. This is pretty tough. He's going to have to hit the 2 off the end rail to make the 3. Yeah, and that optimal term being hit the 2, which he didn't.
Did you hear that whoosh noise there? That whoosh was the cue ball flying around into the gap there and hitting nothing.
Well, I dare say, here's another rack that he should be able to run out. I mean, this is a little tricky. You want to get on this 3 the right way, because, well, actually the 4 does go in that other corner. I take it back. But you need to get on the 3 in a way you can get on the 4. And he's done that. Hopefully he'll go forward with this. Yep. So you would think he's going to run out from here, but nothing's guaranteed, seeing how it's been going.
You know what, Bill? The thing is Eddie knows that he bottled out in those 2 shots, particularly obvious the last one. He bottled out to get onto that 10 ball. He knows the shot he should have played, and now he's played the chicken out shot, and now he's kicking himself because he missed the 10 ball by a mile into the side. So he knows what he's done. The question is has he learned from it when he gets a similar situation again?
Well, here's Cheekychico running out like he was the first couple racks, like he knows what he's doing.
Oh, look who's back in the room. Prepare yourself.
Oh.
Stubbs arrived in the building. And Eddie types, pretty sure I'm glad I have him muted.
Well, he didn't write in. He didn't say anything, probably because he doesn't want to get kicked again.
You think now? Stubbs never learned. He's never learned yet. We'll see what happens. Now, a ball in the break again.
That's a ball down, and he's got a shot. I mean, I'd be full bore ahead on shooting this because that 3 ball's in a good spot. I think if he shoots this with no English, he's going to come back down between a 6 and a 9.
No, he's pushing.
Yeah, I would shoot that, but he's going to push out. Hopefully, he pushes out to something that's a...
Shoot what though, Steve?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the 2 ball. I didn't see the 1 ball. It was hiding behind the 4.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was shooting a 2. My bad.
Yeah, I thought I was having a brain fart there. I'm thinking, what have I missed?
That's not a bad push out because this is kind of tough. He's probably going to get it back. Did he get it back? Yeah. So this shot, you got to kick it from the long rail. If he's going to try to hit the left side of this ball, he's going to be sorry. He's going to have to get lucky hitting it this way.
You're talking about this guy, Dwight. Well, anybody who's like me, who's probably seen most of Laurel and Hardy's shots, would know who that is straight away. That's James Finlayson.
I think he can make this 1 ball. Might need a touch of left English on this.
Yeah, he could get it every day. Yeah, James Finlayson is a Scotsman that he was born in, I think it was Tarbert or Larbert in the west of Scotland, and he moved over to California and got involved with Hal Roach, etc. And he was in a lot of Laurel and Hardy's shots, also way out west and various other ones. But
he missed the shot. That was a little tricky too.
He used to do that regularly. Whenever he was in one of their films, he would always be doing that. That's what he'd do, and it's usually against either Stan or Ollie.
Well, I don't know what Fast Eddie's doing here. If he's trying what I think he's trying, this is an extremely difficult shot.
Yeah, he's called.
It's called the 10 ball.
Yeah, well, I don't know what.
That was a crazy shot to be shooting.
I don't know what he saw there.
Well, it was possible, although he hit it with the wrong kind of English. He could hit the 2, nick the 8, and come across to the cue ball and hit the 10. I mean, there was a shot there, but it was so difficult that nobody would ever shoot it. Now, I'm going, this is a situation, I'm going right English every time and coming up this long rail to get straight on this 4 ball. And that's what he did. So, Chico gets these tables like this, and he either looks like a goat, and not the greatest of all time, the bah kind, or he looks like a champion. And it's hard to say what he's going to do.
I made me a T-shirt, Steve. You'll get a chuckle out of this. It's got a scale on it. Got a 9 ball on one side and in the middle, and it's got sea level. 1 week is champ, next week is chump.
Yeah, well, I mean, pool can be like that. And Chico is looking like he's maybe settled down here and is going to play some pool. And I think he's going to pull ahead rapidly if that's the case, because he's looked really good when he's had it going.
Well, no.
I mean, really, Cheekychico looks like the kind of player that could be a contender if he could just figure out how to just stop missing easy balls.
Well, am I right in saying that Eddie's had 2 opportunities to be 2 racks in front? He's given them both away, and now he finds himself 2 racks behind.
Yeah, this looks like a dry break. And a good rack, and Chico's got a shot. Let's see, does this 2 ball go in is the question. Yeah, you can make that 2-ball. So he's sitting good for running out here. He's got to pull this back just a little bit. He's going to go forward. I think he's okay doing that, but he needs to put a lot of left English on this. Make sure that he doesn't foul this. I mean, if you don't put a lot of left English on this, I'm not sure that it's going to be that easy to make it.
I think that's a foul. And again, what do I know?
It wasn't. So he was able to get it in. Probably had more room than I thought it did.
Fast Eddie says break shot is the toughest shot in the game. Chico says his breaks are awful.
A little. When we do the update, it should break a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, look at Chico. Chico gets in this rhythm and just starts running balls, and he's moving the cue ball good. He's playing good patterns. He's making good decisions, and he just underhit that one. So that's not a big deal. This is just back and forth. But you need to get on this 8-ball good, because a 9-ball has limited options, and there's a big mistake.
Oh, so it hasn't changed. It hasn't really changed anything.
Well, but his 8-ball is no good. I mean, this is going to be tough. I think that's a smart idea. There is it was going to be difficult to get good on it. He's just going to accept the shot.
This is a bedhead cut,
and this is not a hard shot. I mean, but again, he underhits it, and you just don't want to leave yourself this. He hits out harder, he's got a lot better look at it. I've seen a consistent pattern with a lot of VPers where they don't play these 3-4 rail shots with good speed. So, you'd expect them to make it, but you keep leaving yourself these shots, and then you start missing them.
Yeah, well, Eddie's got to respond somehow or other. It has to be positive.
Eddie's got to get a chance at the table. Chico starts playing like this, and Eddie's a watcher, not a player.
Well, I think in those previous racks where he wasn't playing the right shots, I think he's asked for it. He's asked for it at the end of the day.
He's got a ball on the break. He's got a shot on the 1, but I'm not sure he's got a lot after that. I don't think that 2-6 goes. Boy, this is tough getting on this 2-ball. I think you just want to get close to it and play safe.
Yeah.
Well, that'll work. I mean, he can get him on the 4-ball here. I'd rather be closer, but he can roll this and get him on the 4. He needs to hit the 2 fairly full, let it hit the 6. It would have been better to put left English on that, but he got him. That's all he needed to do. Yeah, and see, this is the way you're supposed to play. He makes a shot, he plays a good safe, and he's still got control of the table. Even though Eddie's at the table, Cheekychico's in control right now, because this is not a shot you want to be shooting at.
Oh, the cue ball's heading south, I'm afraid. Haven't had one of these for a while.
Yeah. So the only problem with the way Cheeky played that safe is he didn't get the 6-ball out of there. If he would have played the shot I was talking about with a lot of left English, he could have hit it a little harder and separated that 6-ball and still pinned him on the 4. The problem he's got now is that the 4-ball is no good, and he's going to have to figure out a way to get that open, and this is going to be kind of tricky.
Look at this crap! Look at this crap in the chat on the stream. I thought I'd get rid of that.
Well, he played it well, and he did get away with it. I mean, because that could have come out bad, but he's perfect now, and he's looking like he's going to run out again. Cheeky's got a pretty impressive game when he's in Jekyll mode. When he's in Hyde mode, it doesn't look too good, though.
That's Potman, isn't it? Roll Cage. Welcome to Potman.
I mean, I think he ought to change his name to Jekyll-Hyde, because that's what he's looked like this match.
Yeah, thank God you've taken action at last semi-pro. Where were you last night when you were there, and then when I asked you, you weren't there? I think it was yesterday you were in the chat and then you disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, he was really in control here, and he had a chance to go up 4 games, and he dogged it. Dogged a straight-in shot. Now, I will say, you know, those shots visually, when you've got the cue ball close to the object ball and you've got a length of the table shots, those shots visually are a little tougher. I mean, obviously, they require more accuracy than when the object ball is closer to the pocket. But the real touchy thing about him is that it's real easy to throw the ball with a little English and throw it offline and miss it.
You know what I'd
He's
be doing?
got edge here.
I know.
That was a good shot.
I would have
But
banged that up and down and played for the bank up in the top corner on the 9.
But the thing is you shouldn't be missing balls because you put English on them in VP. I mean, in real life, it's real easy to not hit the cue ball the way you want. In VP, that shot shouldn't be that tough because you're never going to accidentally put a little English on it.
Now, a quick reminder to latecomers. This was the match that was scheduled, but there was one scheduled earlier today between Barker's 155 and Acero. It did start, and then everything went downhill for Acero. He had serious connection problems, and then he eventually disappeared and never came back. So Barker's has been advanced for the moment, but there's at least 12 days or more before that comes to a deadline, so it may or it may not go ahead. I'm hedging my bets and saying Acero's gone and he won't be back.
Well, that wasn't a good safety play, and it wasn't a good safety idea either. I mean, I would have shot at that ball because there wasn't any kind of good safety, and I would have shot that every time.
Eddie said, no clue how to play that shot.
Yeah, shoot it. I would have shot it for sure.
And Chico's just said, I wasn't sure what I would have played either.
Yeah. Well, I know I wouldn't have played what Eddie ended up playing because that wasn't going to work.
10 ball tight. No, it's fine. Well, it's a big crisis now for Eddie because he has fallen out this match big time.
Well, Cheeky gave him a chance by dogging that 7, and Eddie needed to take advantage of it and couldn't.
He got a bad roll when that 9 rolled up there close to that 8 like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the choice he made that was bad. I mean, if you shoot at that 8 ball and you miss it, okay, you miss it. But trying to play a safety watch this not a good. Yeah.
He had loads of top spin in the cue ball, killed it, and I think the 2 balls get in, the 9's gone in.
That's a beautiful break. That's really what you want, something like that, where you park the cue ball in the middle of the table. Well, he tried to get him on the 3, did not, and he's left a pretty easy bank shot here.
Yeah, look at the table. If he gets this and gets on that 3, he's going to be out.
The tough thing about this is the easy way to get on the 3 is in the corner by the 4, but it's partially blocked by the 4. But that's the easiest shot. You can drag this up the rail and shoot the 3 in the other corner, and I think that's probably what he should do. Well, he's cutting this ball.
Was he trying to cut it?
Well, it does go.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he's got the pace. He's got the pace,
and he hit it good. So yeah, here we go again. I mean, this is an easy out from here. I'm not sure why he got that straight on here.
Because it's the old VP4 escape route. Well, he's going forward. He's going forward. I thought he was going to do the old drag routine.
I like that shot because he could have left it up table, which most players would have done and taken a harder shot. But he actually said, "I'm going to come down table." And I mean, the way he's moving the cue ball is good. I mean, the lines are good. The speed is good. That's not saying he should be a contender in this thing. He's just got to stop making the silly mistakes.
I think you earned that nickname, Popman. Oh, well,
like that.
Like that, Steve. Yeah.
I mean, come
Let's
on.
watch the
I mean,
replay of
he's
that
playing
last
great,
shot.
and then he misses that.
I mean, there was nothing to do than, he's played it to stun it in. I don't know why. I mean, he could have just gently come back off that.
Well, I don't care how he hit it. He shouldn't miss that ball. I mean, oh boy, he's got to be pulling his hair out. Actually, he's probably bald. I doubt he has any left.
Well, nothing's been called here by Eddie, so he's running for cover.
Safe.
And if that bounces, I think he's going for the bank here. I don't think Chico can refuse this.
Yeah, it's hard to pass that bank.
I mean, it's off the rail, so it gives you that room to work with. And that's perfect.
It's like, talk about banks in real life and VP. And, banks should be easier in VP because the same thing I was talking about earlier about the shot with the object ball across hitting it all the way across the table is English makes a big difference. Well, that bank Cheeky just shot, you get a little English on that, and all of a sudden it doesn't go in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that problem in VP, so you should be able to make that shot at a very high percentage.
Well, 8 ball goes in, top right, and the match is running away from Eddie.
Yeah, I don't.
I think
I don't know about running out here. He's got a potential carom billiard on the 10.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? He's just gonna call the 10 right now. Which, boy, if you could make this one ball, which I think he can on the side, it's a little tricky getting position on the 2.
Well, that's a missed call.
What was he doing there? Was he trying to hit the 10 into the edge of the 2 or something? That looks strange. I think he just missed it by that much.
Well, I'd be cutting the 2 to the side rail, sending it towards the 10 and bringing the cue ball back down to this corner and hoping I don't scratch. That's what I'd be doing.
We'll see what he decides to do. It looks like he's shooting at it. Well, if you're going to shoot at it, you want to shoot at that. Oh, he's playing safe. If you're going to shoot at that, you got to draw the ball and get the cue ball to come up past the side pocket. Yeah, that's a good safety play. I mean,
well, this is quite a big target, even off the short rail and the long rail. It's still a big target to hit.
This is a very big target.
Oh, missed call again.
Yeah. We'll see whether he gives them back. I doubt he's going to give this back.
Well, you know what Eddie's been doing with those cuts. I don't think he's going to refuse this. He's trying to just bump behind the 10, I think. Nope, he's looking as if he's lining it up.
He's playing behind the 5 ball. Well, he should have been playing behind the 5 ball. He didn't put any English on it. And I think there's a window there. I don't think you can make this ball, but you could potentially get him on the 10 ball here, although it's kind of tricky.
Oh, foul.
No, he hit the 10.
Well, Eddie, if the comeback is going to come, it has to start now with ball in hand.
Yeah, it's 2-1 right now, 5 to 10 games, so he needs something to happen like right quick.
Well, I've said that. I mean, that takes a lot of work, semi-pro. I mean, the thing is that a lot of games, a lot of these, if you look on Steam, there's a lot of games in early access where, they're looking for people to do translation for the game. The other thing to bear in mind as well, semi-pro, is that if you go to the, and this is one thing Steve did do, because I'd been calling for it. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, if I can get my mouse, where's my mouse went to? There's your choice of languages there. But obviously that's for the internal browser. That isn't for in-game. It's only for the internal browser. But the big task is the language fonts and also doing all the translation, and that's a heck of a lot of work.
That's not that bad. The reason why it hasn't been translated is what good is it going to do? How much How much text is there in this game? Very little. It's not going to matter.
Well,
I mean, it would help offline more than online, but you know.
how do you know until you do it, there, Steve? That's the question, because I mean there could be a lot of people out there who might find it difficult to navigate and they're not sure what they're doing because of the language barrier. I don't know. I don't know. Who am I to judge?
It's not going to make that much difference for this game. I mean, it's been localized before. Not VP4, but we've localized other versions.
You know what I always said as well early on? I mean, I always said that, and Steve was against it, I think. I always said that, oh, wait a minute, there's a break here at the moment. What was I talking about? I was always saying that when GameSpy went down and closed its doors, I always said, well, it would have been a good idea to import VP3 to virtual pool on a server so that people could still play VP3 and you'd have a community altogether. Plus the fact, to justify it, the game is still on sale on Celerus website, and I think that it would have been great at the time to still have a Celerus, to still have a VP3 server, so you could have all the community together. And if you want, even for us to go back and play some VP3, Stubb would love that. But then again, he's probably the only one. But that never happened. I still would have liked that to happen.
Yeah, that's just more software to maintain.
Yeah. Well, I think you would obviously focus on VP4, but the thing is that people can still play VP3 if they know how to, in terms of playing against people on LAN, because you can still do it. There's still, what's the name of that place I went to? Because I tested it out and it works. I can't remember the name of the website, but you can play VP3 on it. It's got a gaming lobby where you can chat. And then you've got loads of different servers with all the old games that people still play and the games they still love to play. So we have had a little interlude, probably a restroom break, as they say in the States. Or as we say over here, somebody's went to the bog. Well, you think the thing is when you talk about that semi-pro, then Steve starts talking about, well, why don't we have handicaps in World Championship events? Because then you're going to have, and then you would have like two tournaments running together, one for the scratch players, or the ones that want to play a scratch tournament. Then you'd have the ones that would be getting into.
We've done that. We've done that before. We've had handicap tournaments too. The thing is we don't have that many handicap tournaments because most of the players don't want them, and that people just don't play in them. I mean, Friday Night 9-Ball is one of the big handicap tournaments.
Yeah, and you had, don't forget at the start, people were all, and they still do, they still talk about the handicap, but in most cases, a handicap is justifiable. And we all know why, because the better players that are in that tournament, players like Spectre Dawn, who plays it regularly and wins it more often than not, deals with the handicap, and he deals it with the way you're expecting them to deal with it, and that's by potting everything he sees and stopping the other guy getting to the table. Good afternoon to Tam. I take it you got my message, Tam? Did that boost your spirits for next week? Because I've put you in. The bad news is I've put you in with me. Well, Cheekychico, what is he? 13-7 in front. Odds on certainty. I'm tempting fate saying that. For a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine he's not going to get out here, but we've said that before, and he's dogged it, so.
Yeah, but I think Eddie's played himself out of it because he's bottled it on what he done earlier. That was a bad sign and things haven't went well since either.
Well, it's kind of gone the way I thought it would. It's whoever gets going first,
Whoa,
and I thought it'd be
cue ball.
Cheekychico.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a horrible choice. He should have gone 3 rails on that. He should have gone top right and gone 3 rails.
Yeah, it takes.
And why do you do that? Because there's no side pocket that way.
Exactly. Yeah, well, there's the encouragement you need. I mean, he was staring another. It's a 2-rack swing, and
I mean, here's the thing. The thing is that if you're a good player, then that shot with a lot of English is something that you can handle. And because you can handle it, it allows you to take the side pocket out of play. So, and Cheekychico is in that category where he should be able to handle it. So for him to shoot it that way is just a bad pattern mistake.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Semi, that's because Spec Manley played 9-ball only. No, Semi, that's because Spec doesn't dog his brains out like you do when you get in a tournament.
yes, for that, Sammy. Well, that was an ugly shot right over the 10-ball. What we used to do.
We already do have that. We have a game weighted race. We already do that. So the players like the money ball better.
Yeah, I think that semi-pro hasn't. I mean, I think it's been a long while since we've actually done game handicapping, but game handicapping has been in the tournament system right from the off. It is there, yeah. But it's generally been preferred money ball. And to be honest with you, I think them that need the handicaps would probably prefer. I mean, who am I to speak? There's a lot of guys apologising each week because they've had a handicap, so I don't think you can win either way.
Yeah. Yeah, you think it's bad now? Wait till you play like 9-2, like I'm having to in real life.
Mm-hmm.
9-3. I mean, I'm playing guys 9-3 that they're capable of running a rack. They don't very much, but they certainly are going to run like 4 or 5 ball outs pretty consistently. And I'm playing them 9-3. Try playing guys like that and see how much you like it. I think the money ball handicap is more palatable to the better players than game handicaps.
Well, I've already dropped hints in the past, Tam, that the next Cowboy tournament, if we have one, our World Championship, we should definitely be in the 10-footer because that suits you and me. The bad news would be that if we did have one, Albinario will be in it. That's the bad news because I don't think Albinario would be averse to trying his hand at Cowboy.
I know we can do it. As long as we can get enough players, we can do whatever.
So, Eddie, trailing by 5.
Well, he hit that ball well. So, he's...
I mean, perfect.
He's got to start playing brilliantly. That's what it comes down to. He's got to stop doing what he's doing, and he should be going forward. And yeah, there he goes. Now he's got some more English. That's what you want to do. Well, he put too much English on it.
Oh dear, I think he's fine.
Yeah, you got to be able to get the line off these rails.
He's fine in that he's on the 7. In terms of doing much with it, I don't think he can. I think he's pretty straight here. He doesn't want to get greedy. Oh, he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that either. Oh, goodness me. Well, when it ain't your day, it ain't your day.
Yeah, he's baffled right now. It's just that's about it. It's not his day.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nicker. We need this regularly enforced. It needs to become a habit. While we're in the middle of this tournament, we should already have the next one up for sign-ups and the date when it's due to start. I agree with you there.
Well, we got to figure out what the next one is. I mean, we could do snooker. Is it time for snooker again? I don't remember what was up.
Well,
I know we haven't had a bar table 8-ball in a long time. I know we haven't had a snooker in a long time.
Well, it was 2020 was the snooker one, wasn't it? Napnicker will know. And we're 18 months, I think, are approaching that for the 9-ball one. I'll keep dropping that hint.
And now I'm getting blamed for their crappy play. I think you better check your mouse settings. And if that doesn't work, then you better, go to some, maybe use some PEDs or something because,
Oh, I've just saw that in the chat there. I was looking at the other chat in the stream and I've just read the room chat. What happened to my pace, says Fast Eddie, and Cheekychico said, probably Steve making changes again. Yeah, let's blame Steve.
why not? It's like I'm married to everybody on VP4. Cobra doesn't want to play in a bar table. A bar table 8-ball is a great game.
Well,
I want to know is what's wrong with bar table.
Because he's from Europe. The Europeans, they watch all matchroom sports and they have one idea what pool is. 9-ball on a
9-foot table.
9-foot table that's blazingly fast. That's kind of the European idea of pool now because that's what they see on TV.
That's called brainwashing. For the...
What you need to do is get yourself on some streams and go watch some streams and learn about pool in the rest of the world.
Exactly. That's me agreeing with you, Steve. I agree with every word you've said there. That's true. I mean, there's a lot of gullible people watching pool on Sky who probably either they used to play it and all they did play was 9-ball because that's all they probably had. Or them that come to the game through Sky and that's all they know because that's all they've been told.
For a long time in the UK, the only game they saw with balls and pockets was snooker.
Yeah, and the other thing is, fair play to Sky. Even though Steve doesn't like the fact that it's just 9-ball, the one thing to appreciate about it is the fact that at least they're showing some sort of pool. You won't get that in any terrestrial television in the UK. You can forget that idea. You'll only ever see it in satellite.
Well, Cobra, I mean, doesn't that just make my point? I mean, you guys should be playing some. I mean, I would love to run a bar table 8-ball league because that's a fantastic pool league. I had somebody send me a message the other day asking about 8-ball league. And I told them we'd probably do it early next year, after we get through this first league.
I think there's quite a few players would be interested in the 8-ball league, whether it be on the bar table or the 9-foot table. I don't know, but I mean, I think there's enough players like 8-ball.
8-ball's a lot more fun on a
Potman
table.
Potman would play in that.
8-ball on a big table is basically break and run out. 8-ball on a bar table is a lot of strategy. It's more like playing pub pool.
But don't misunderstand when you say 8-ball on a bar table. We're not talking about the setup that's in the garage. You have to set a whole lot different table where it's more similar to what the 9-foot table is with the speed and those sort of things.
Well, the tables already are like that. I mean, that change was made a long time ago. We don't really have the truly fuzzy felt table that plays like it. It's pretty fast. Yeah, they probably play more like, a diamond bar table now, the way the bar tables are in VP4. You know, so if you play on diamond tables, you'll be happy. If you play on valley tables, and you know these tables in VP are going to seem pretty fast. Oh, look at that!
dear,
There's another one.
dear.
Oh, and that's a fatal miss.
Ooh, it ain't happening. But I still think he's, you know, the mindset that Eddie was in. The secret was out when he played that shot. Those shots we talked about on the 8 and the, what was it, the 8 and the 10 ball, and he didn't play the right shots. He chickened out on them, and
Yeah.
things have never get any better since. In
No.
fact, they've got worse.
Rob is out in the hallway. He's at Hughes flat, and he's sitting in the hallway. He won't let him in to sit with him.
Yeah, I think it's maybe feedback. It's maybe feedback coming through my mic. I don't know.
Well, there's another break with the ball going down, and those balls really moved. He's got all the balls but one side pocket or higher.
Well, how brave is he? I mean, I'd be brave enough to have a go. I'd be pushing this to the short rail, running onto that 8 ball, 4 ball.
I mean, the 4 ball. You still haven't adjusted your monitor, have you?
No. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, it's not tight, but it's still got decent enough cover. And it's Eddie at the table under pressure, big time.
Yeah, and this is a hard kick to get safe on. You need to hit this with some speed because you need the 2 ball to come up table. Ideally, you'd be hitting it near the side pocket. Did he call it in the side pocket?
I don't know where he's called it. He went all around the table.
That's what he should do, is call in the side pocket, and that's a good line. He's not going to get away with it, though.
Nope.
That was the right idea, but no good roll out of it. That was a good safety that was played, because that was not easy to get safe on. You had to get a little lucky. Well, if you're Efren, you wouldn't have to get lucky. Efren would have got safe there. I can almost guarantee you, but that's Efren.
3-10 ball. This doesn't look that difficult. You just get the line for the 3 to the palm knuckle.
I would expect he's going to make this. You need to be at most the nipple, maybe just outside of it. Yeah. There we go.
Well, maybe Chico's Sunday roast is in the oven, and he wants to get to it. Maybe that's the idea.
Well, Chico has been Jekyll and Hyde this match. He's played some racks great, other racks terrible. He certainly deserves to be ahead the way he is, because Eddie's just been lost this whole match.
Well, that's ultimately what's going to be Cheekychico's downfall in the long run is a level of consistency that's there for the duration in these matches, where you're going to be able to stay the pace and stay in the match.
See if you can shoot this right. This is a shot that's very doable, but you got to understand it, and he didn't. That's not good there. You got to hit that pretty full with a lot of speed. You know, a lot fuller than that, and you got to have speed, and a little bit of left-hand English helps there too, because it helps keep the ball from going forward.
Yeah, I think,
Cheeky has played pretty good when he's been on.
Yeah.
He could be dangerous in this if he can come out and play a consistent match.
Well, if this is him at his worst and everything after this is better, then he's got the potential to cause problems. Most certainly.
I haven't seen him play enough to know if this is normal or not.
Well, neither have I, to be honest with you. So the missed call, Eddie at the table, and the 3 ball can be got at. He's got to get the cue ball running nice. He's got to,
and he hit it really well.
Avoid collisions, and he's got.
That's about perfect there.
He's got a shot.
The problem is that 9's blocking, so you got to decide what you're going to do here. He decides to run into the 4, not a bad choice, but he's not coming out as good as he'd want. But he's got a shot. The nice thing about this is the angle's natural. Just a touch of right English and open it up past the side pocket, just like that. And, you know, he should be out.
Well, he should be on double figures. Now, again, he wants to be playing the 8-ball clean where he's avoiding the 10 and he can come back off it, so he's fine.
Yeah, I think Eddie's been good when he has situations that he sees the shot and he knows what to do and he's comfortable. And I think he's really struggled on some of the situations where he wasn't sure what to do or he wasn't comfortable with the shot. I mean, and unfortunately for him, that's been a lot of wrecks.
Well, at least his scoreboard looks a bit better to him. It's a psychological thing getting to 10.
I mean, he can still win. It's just, you know, he needs things to go his way and he's got to play great. And probably needs a little help from Cheeky, too.
Well, the ball's gone in and he's... Well, what's he fancy here? I mean, this is as good a line to try a nippy little 1-10 combo, isn't it?
I'd just shoot the one ball and run in the 9 myself. I'd try to run out from here, but I mean that combo definitely is.
Oh,
doable.
He's hung it, and he's gone dead in the 2 anyway.
Yeah, I mean your idea wasn't bad because the way it was sitting, it was looking pretty good for the combination.
I think there's many a player would have had a go at that.
Yeah, I mean that combo wasn't an easy combo unless you land on it right, and it landed on it just about perfect.
Now there's a line that Cheekychico's just said. Cheekychico said, I was in 2 minds whether to call the 2 or the 6, but that's a bit like a line out of one of the Indiana Jones movies.
But you got to understand, if you've got a Jekyll and a Hyde inside of you, then there's 2 of you fighting for
you're battling for
control
all the time.
And he's definitely had both of those inside of him.
Well, that line. It isn't actually that line, but this is why I'm sad. I remember lines out of movies. You know, remember Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where he was searching for the Holy Grail, which was the cup that Jesus drank out of at the Last Supper, and when they eventually find it, the night this gardener says he chose poorly, and he turns into a skeleton.
Yeah, Harrison has said no more Indiana Jones.
Well,
he's done with it.
Well, he's 70 odd, isn't he? Well, I think the
last one is supposed to come out. Let's see, when's it supposed to come
out?
Well,
is he already making another one?
Yeah, Indiana Jones 5 is coming out June 2023. And this is his last one. He said he's not doing another one.
Well, I mean...
Because he's like, God, he's got to be like 80 or something.
No, he's got to be at least 74, I would guess. Well, you think about it, he might be nearer 80 because he was only a few years younger than Sean Connery when he was playing his son.
Oh, no, I think he's like 80. Let's see. When was he born? Yeah, he's 80. He was born in 1942.
Yeah. Well, what if the? I mean, it'll still be set like back in the when's it set back in the sort of 40s, isn't it?
That was a smart. The last one. I don't know. I haven't read about it.
I think it was set after the war, was it not?
Well,
anyway,
it would have to be since the earlier ones were during the war, unless he's going to magically get younger, which is hard to do when you're 80. Well, Cheeky played a nice shot there, 2-way shot, and Eddie's returned with, I would shoot this. And you're going to run into the 8-ball here if you shoot this right. And, oh, he didn't. Okay, he flattened it. So he had enough top on that to flatten it out. And that's actually a good choice, I think, because he came out good.
This for the hill. By the way, you know that you know how you're talking about Indiana Jones being 80. there's amazing things they can do with CGI that I didn't know. And one of them was in that film, The Irishman, the Martin Scorsese film, which is what, about 4 years old now? The one with Joe Pesci and, what's his name? I've totally forgotten his name. Not Al Pacino, the other one. You know who I'm talking about, from Goodfellas. And they used a lot of CGI to make them look younger in that movie. They spent millions doing it.
Yeah, and that's crazy spending that much money to make people look younger. There's enough starving actors out there. Get somebody else, pay them less, and don't do the CGI, and you've saved yourself a ton of money. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's so many shows now that are done with more unknown actors. Like, look at the Lord of the Rings that's on Prime now. They've got a bunch of actors that aren't well-known actors because they're spending. Well, this season, the first season, they're spending $450 million doing it.
Yep, all for the special effects.
Mostly in CGI, but they couldn't make that thing and make it that good if they used name actors because they'd have to pay them too much.
Oh yeah, if they wanted Gandalf in it and the rest of them in it, then it would cost a fortune. It certainly would.
That's why we got so much reality TV, because what happened in Hollywood was, they were paying people, like the Friends cast. They're paying those actors $1 million a piece for each episode.
That's crazy.
So, the cost became high, and reality TV came about because it's cheap to make. You don't have any name actors like that. You're just putting a bunch of yo-yos in, or, you take a guy that's got a shop that makes this or that, and the costs are just so much less than doing a sitcom, and that's why there's not that many sitcoms made anymore, because of the cost of it.
And I think that's probably one of my main reasons I don't watch a lot of television, because most of it is crap reality TV shows.
Yeah. I watch some reality TV shows, the ones I'm interested in. I like the car building ones because I like that stuff, so you kind of, but the car building ones, it's not like Survivor or one of those things. I'm not saying they don't sort of spice it up a little, but, at least they're actually building something, that you get to see. It's not like, some of these things like Survivor is.
Well, you've disappointed me, Steve, because there was me sitting thinking you were going to say, well, me and the wife sit down and watch Love Island or some crap like that.
Oh, God. No, I don't watch that crap. I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch Survivor. The only reality TV I watch with the wife is we like to watch The Voice.
Oh, yeah, the singing one. Yeah, I've never seen an episode of that either, I'm proud to say.
Well, that's at least a competition, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's not so fake. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of this reality TV is not only is it bad and boring, it's fake too.
Yeah, well done to Cheekychico. It ended up being sort of an comfortable win for Chico. But he did a lot more good than Eddie did, and that's why he's won it 17-10.
Well, the highlight of that match was us talking about reality TV.
Well, that probably summarises it. Yep. Now, I wonder why Bedhead and Albinario were in Spy, and let's have a look at the bracket. There's got to be a valid reason why they're here, and there's the answer, because Albinario is obviously head-to-head with Bedhead.
Brain fell out. Let's just Judge Judy. Judge Judy has made a lot of money on that show. She's very well paid.
Well, there's Barker's there in the bottom half of the draw. And of course, he's now waiting to see, provided the Acero match doesn't go ahead. Cheekychico's now through, waiting on the usual. We know who he's waiting on. Either Stubb or Jover. And again, they've still got until... well, how many days is that now? This is the 25th, isn't it?
And they've got 5 days left.
Yeah, 30 days has September, so
and I know
5
if they
days.
Can't match up, it's Stubbs' fault, because Jover's coming in to play league when it's 2 a.m. in the Philippines, so he's game.
Right, so that is the one that's holding up that side. So the question is, bear in mind the deadline date is October the 10th. When is Albinario and Bedhead going to get it together? That's going to be good to watch. Popman waiting on the winner also of the match between Mr. Fox and Spectre Dawn. That'll be a good tie to watch. And remember that match is on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I think it's Tuesday. This is the 25th, Monday. Yeah, that's right. So I'll be there for that one. In fact, we better just go back and look at the schedule or the schedule. We've now got the two matches on the schedule or the schedule, and Smoking Sid and Interchange X is later today or later tonight at 9 p.m. British Summer Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and I'll be there for the start of it to watch it, but then I'm heading to bed. I won't see the end of it.
Well, I'm looking at the tournament matches, and I'm not seeing a whole lot from Stubb.
In terms of proposals.
Or from Jover. I'm not sure these guys have even tried to set a match up yet.
Oh, I can believe that. Jover might be one of these, he might be one of these guys that waits and the other guy making a move. You get people like that in the tournament, that's where you end up with trouble. And Stubb exactly isn't forthcoming at sending proposals, we know that. He's probably hanging out, and Stubb's been hanging around ranting on, waiting to see Jover as if he's expecting Jover just to appear and they're going to get it going there and then. But anyway, that's for them to work out. Do we want to look at the stats? Is it actually worth looking at the stats? Because I honestly don't think anything's really changed. Let's have a look. In fact, let's have a look at this and see what the outcome of this match was. Cheekychico and Fast Eddie. If I can spell that is. Oh, there's an awful lot of Fast. Or Fashion is. Where's Fast Eddie? Well, there's Fast Eddie spelt with a Y. That isn't him. There's Fast Eddie. No, that's Fast Edo. There he is. Let's see how the stats. Now, why am I not finding it? Oh no, that's spelt wrong. Hang on. That's not the one I'm looking for.
It's Fast _ Eddie.
Ah. Fast _ and then I'll put Eddie and then delete a letter, then it should find him. No, I've done it again. Fast _ Eddie. There we go. Right. So, Cheekychico had 3 racks run. He had 1 rack high run, and
Cheeky played a lot better.
Eddie's got nothing. And there, of course, as well, the Moneyball shot, 16 shot, 100%. Eddie, 12, 10 going in, 83%. So the stats don't lie, but look at the break though. Look at the average balls in the break. Eddie's at 0.5 and Chico's at 0.7. Runouts from the break 1. So not inspiring statistics for that match. I'll take that out. I don't think there's an awful lot changed in the whole tournament. 10 ball stats. I think it will still be Machine at the top. Yep. Tommy and Albinario in second, Stubb in third. Barker's on 8, but does that match count that Barker's got advanced because of the forfeit at the end of the day, Steve? I think it might have. I think I can't remember what Barker's was on, but it looks as if it's updated.
I don't remember. I mean, I made a change at one point for the straight pull tournament so that the stats would go in as somebody quit, but it may have only been at the very end.
Right, average balls made. Slim's still in the lead because, again, those guys... Well, Bill's still in the lead. I take it all back. Bill's still in the lead because Bill's still in the tournament, isn't he? Or is it? Aye, Bill's in one. Sharky's no longer in the tournament, but Slim's in second place then, 0.9. Tommy 0.93, 0.94. There's nothing much in it between them two. Nothing either. Well, Little Wolf doesn't count because I think he's gone, and I don't think there's anybody else. Machine's in 0.8. And then you've got to start looking further down. But I think that Slim might have a chance of getting to one ball in the break if he can get a good run in his next match. Run-outs from the break. Tommy in the lead on 9, tied with Albinario. Machine on 7, Barker's on 5, Stubb on 5, Hairpig on 5, Spectre on 5, and then it drops away. What was the other one? 9 ball. It was ball shot, wasn't it? And the money ball shot. Well, that one won't count. Interchange X is still 100%, 30 from 30. Slim still 100%, 39 from 39. And Albinario is still 100%, 47 from 47. And Mooncake on 100%. Machine on 97, Stubb on 90, well, almost 97. Hairpig still there.
On Amazon, you can buy a keyboard for $11.17. You got Prime, that's free delivery.
Well, that's
Stubb is complaining about a keyboard.
Yeah, that's him muted for 2 hours now. Right,
and I gave him a link, Amazon link.
Wait a minute. You need to look at the average balls per turn. Sorry, I missed that, Tommy. Wait, I'll go back. What did you say there? Wait, I'll try and read that again. You need to look at average balls per turn. That's the one I forgot about. That's the one Steve goes on about. Now, where the hell is it? That one. No, that's the one that I was on, wasn't it? Have I read that right? You need to look at average balls per turn. That's break fall, racks high run. Am I looking in the right tab? It's not under common stats. Oh, right, it is under common stats. I apologise. You're right enough. You're right enough. So per turn, Bedhead's out in front. So this is how many balls you're averaging on a visit at the table. Bedhead's on top. Now, the curious thing is Acero's in second place, almost tied with Bedhead. And of course, Acero ended up forfeiting earlier on. And Albinario is in third. Tied with Spectre Dawn, give or take some points. They're 2.5. As is Slim on 2.5. As is Stubb. And Tommy on just under 2.5. Interchange X 2.4. Cheekychico not far off that mark.
Found a keyboard for $7.49.
Machine
free shipping.
Right, get the Visa card out, Steve. And Cobra's down there in 2.0. So Cobra's quite a ways off the mark there compared to the top guys. He's a good few hundred points short.
Yeah, if it wasn't Stubb, I might I might have just sent him a keyboard.
Barkers. And so there's a lot of guys averaging who's it down to Paul. So it is. So that's where the standings are on per turn. And I think that's all we need to see now, isn't it? So there's still room for some of these stats to go up very slightly. They won't change dramatically. But you'd think that the per turn might go up a wee bit. You'd expect that if this break can actually give balls the break now and again. But we did have a few at the end in that match. So we did.
Well, we got another match later on today.
Yeah. So as I said,
Interchange X, right?
I would have loved to have streamed that one, but it's too late for me, I'm afraid. At that time of night, it's a possibility of being 2 hours, and that's 11 p.m. at night, and I'm long past my bedtime. So I'll watch the start of it, and then I'll catch the result the next day. So I'm heading for dinner now, guys.
Yep.
It's definitely dinner time. So once again, thanks for your company. Thanks for Rob joining us, and thanks for Steve. And everybody take care.
All right.
And
good night, guys.
I'll see you next time, and that will be Tuesday if anything else doesn't crop up between now and then. So have fun, and hopefully you can join us for the next one. And we'll see you later.
Good night.
Good night, ladies.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.